And welcome to the Traveling Vegan. I don't look like your host. He's much better looking than I am. But he's sitting next to me, and I thought I'm going to steal a couple minutes because there were things that I wanted to know about you.
How are you?
I'm great, Phil. So you've been doing this with us for a while, and you got a great YouTube channel, and you're moving forward. But there are so many things about you that most don't know. And today we're going to take some time and learn about a couple of those things.
Great.
One is the thing that, like, I agree with a lot of stuff, but there's just certain things I just don't get. And you are a vegan.
I'm a vegan, but I'm not a saint. So, I'm not, I don't walk on water and they don't throw rose petals at my feet wherever I go. But I am a vegan. I started out as a vegan for health reasons.
Okay.
10 years ago.
Wow, really? 10 years?
Do you know have you ever heard of Hippocrates Health Institute?
Yes, I was there with you.
You were there with me. And so, as you know, it is a 50-acre campus in Palm Beach County. It's a nonprofit that's been in operation for 67 years. And 400,000 people have gone through the program that I went through, which is a 3-week program where basically you have to relearn and unlearn your eating habits because, let's face it, we were taught how to eat before we could even decide for ourselves what to eat by, very well-meaning people, basically
Right.
Our parents and people who loved us. And guess who taught them?
Their parents.
Right, so it's just this cycle. So there was a lot of unlearning where basically we ate raw vegetables and legumes and nuts and seeds and sprouts. And by the end of that 3 weeks, I just felt like a new person.
Okay, but hold on. Prior to that, you were going out, having a steak, right? Mashed potatoes or french fries or a baked potato. Were you having vegetables with it anyway? Or were you like
I was
me?
not really. My mom had to really force me to eat my vegetables.
Right,
Yeah.
I get that. So now you got to make this change, and you decide you're going to make the change for health reasons, correct?
That's right.
Okay. You go there. Now, is it like cold turkey?
It felt actually a little weird. You're actually you're coming off of drugs basically because the processed food today has chemicals that are made to excite our palates and excite our brains that actually mimics drugs. And so at Hippocrates, actually I want to then quickly talk about the meaning of the logo that's behind us.
Okay.
And that's what I learned at Hippocrates. You notice there is a fork touching that is the sun.
Right.
And so at Hippocrates, the reason why eat vegan, well, from a physiological, biological health perspective, all life comes from the sun, therefore eat plants. All health depends on the immune system, therefore eat plants. We're in the middle of a pandemic. They never ever talk to you about strengthening and bolstering and leveraging the power of your immune system to either not get sick at all or actually to defeat the virus. So that's the meaning of the logo. All life comes from the sun, therefore eat plants. All health comes from the immune system, therefore eat plants.
Okay, now you don't like plants. So you come off eating steaks and potatoes and stuff. Now you go into this cold turkey scenario, and you're fed stuff you didn't, like, it wasn't like, hey, you're going to eat raw or you're going to eat vegan, and it wasn't like, yeah, hey, that's what I want, right? I mean, it wasn't like that.
It's not like that. So actually what we know about the palate, every 3 weeks, our taste bud cells change over. So the reason why it's a 3-week, you do anything for 3 weeks, it's actually habit forming. And it's no different than food. So by the 3rd week, you just start to love the food. You just start to love, your new plant-based diet. You like how you look, you like how you feel. But here's the big punchline. And as you know, there are other episodes with Dr. Will Tuttle, who wrote a book that is translated to 18 languages.
Wow.
There's a higher level of veganism if you stay with it long enough. Here's the key. If you stay with it long enough, you realize it's not about you or me. It's not about me and my health. It's not about me. It's really about compassion for the animals. And, through history, there's a small step to how we treat the animals to how we treat each other. So what we do to the animals, we end up doing to each other, like slavery and murder and war and those kind of things. So there's higher levels, and you realize, wow, there's this beautiful new way that beckons that beckoned me for a lifestyle, and then it beckons really all of civilization to transform itself into a plant-based world where basically we're going to be holding hands and singing Kumbaya. How's that?
No, I'm first trying to figure out, because when you talk about being a vegan, the first thing that goes through my mind, okay, is Brussels sprouts. Don't ask me why Brussels sprouts go through my mind, but I remember, because you know me, I'm not a vegan, and that's not my thing. And I was at an event, and they had Brussels sprouts, but they looked like meatballs. So I took one, and it was like, oh my God, this is terrible. But was it terrible, or was it the fact that it was a Brussels sprouts in my mind that made it terrible for me? And you went through that transition. So I mean,
again,
what was it?
It's about unlearning. It's kind of ironic that all of us who grew up on animal products think that rotting, decomposing flesh is more desirable than a plant that came out of the earth that was essentially nurtured and loved and is really, God's gift to us that actually benefits our health. I mean, the whole thing makes sense. If you couldn't think of a more preposterous, evil system than animal agriculture, which destroys everything that comes in its way. This environmentally, it destroys our oceans. We're heading toward fishless oceans. It destroys our health. It destroys the animals because we're stealing their purposes because they were put here to have purposeful and celebratory lives. And then what happens now? Now it's all coming back around us in this. I really think all the pandemics, the viruses are zoological in origin. And so we've been treating the animals this way and getting viruses from them. And now, so we've stolen their purposes, we've stolen their freedoms, we've stolen their rights. And now it's coming back around where we have lockdowns, and now they're stealing our purposes and our rights.
Is any of this in Will's book?
Yes.
Okay, so, because I don't want to take too much time on this, so we're going to end this piece here, but we're going to link this video to Will's...
The World Peace Diet.
The World Peace Diet.
Yes.
Cool beans. Everybody will be right
Cool beans.
back.